Hello, this is Randy. This next video is about my gardening history and how my parents and grandparents influenced me to become a gardener. Recently, when I returned to New York, my brother and I visited where my maternal grandmother was raised in Union Vale, Dutchess County, New York. To our family, the area has always been known as the Clove Valley. My grandmother's father had a farm. He was also the superintendent of the school district. He hired my grandfather as a teacher, which eventually led to my grandparents' marriage. Shortly thereafter, they moved to the city of Poughkeepsie. It was during the World War II years that they had a victory garden where they grew their own vegetables, including corn, and also raised chickens. After my grandfather passed away, the farm was sold. As a kid, I always enjoyed our rides out to the Clove Valley and hearing about our family history. I never met my paternal grandfather, as he died a few years before I was born. He was the gardener at the Reese estate in Hughsonville, New York. This is a more recent picture of the Reese's home from Architectural Digest. Mr. Reese was a respected lawyer and professor of law at Columbia University. His wife Frances was an environmentalist who worked tirelessly to protect the beauty of the Hudson River Valley. I will include a few related links about them. During my grandfather's tenure, the Reese estate was managed by a large staff. My grandfather is third from the right in this picture. There were several houses that some of the workers rented from the Reeses. These are some pictures of the house that my grandparents lived in and where my father was born. When my parents were first married, they lived in an upstairs apartment in my dad's, Uncle Joe's, and Aunt Clara's home. They had a garden in the backyard. In time, my parents purchased their first home. There would always be some form of a garden, more as a hobby. Initially, the garden was in the very back of our yard. One of my chores included making trips a few times a week with the watering can. As a teenager, this was my least favorite chore and probably stunted my desire to do any kind of gardening. Going forward quite a few years, my early 40s, I purchased a house in Colorado. Except for a few bushes and trees, the yard was a blank slate, which started me on my gardening journey. I was mainly focused on planting a few trees, flowers, and ornamental grasses. Here are a few pictures of my efforts. Jumping ahead another 15 years, our next and hopefully last move was to Ohio. Our yard is approximately half an acre. The backyard is on a downward slope of a hill. A retaining wall provides for a small yard area, but it's enough for us to have a reasonable sized garden. The prior owners had done extensive landscaping. The flower garden has a variety of flowers, providing for something blooming from spring to fall. I found that maintaining the yard and adding our own touches to be both enjoyable and a great stress reliever, so much so that I decided to expand my horizons and start a vegetable garden. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to my channel, Garden Cliff Notes. Until next time.